Oh my god.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. As always, each and every Friday night as it goes down here on this podcast, we have Rumboyz After Dark, the Drunken Sports talk show. As always, I am joined by the wonderful crew, the amazing Rumboyz. Jake is already fucking going in, and I love that energy. Yes, I love it. And I definitely just redlined over here. That was fucking awesome. That was great. As always, I am joined by the one, the only, this way. The one, the only Rumboyz Central, JD, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, bro? He's
Dude, not much. Just getting these questions prepared and pretty excited. Got a lot of interesting topics tonight.
It's going to be a very interesting show. Let's see here. And then, of course, he was the youngest writer, then Eric came along. But the mini Todd McShay, the future of sports analytics, one of the hottest writers in the game, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Love. What's good, J Love?
What's good?
It was good. Yo, just nice and simple and easy. I like it. And then, of course, we have the newest member of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know him. You love him. This man, his fantasy football knowledge is vast and wide. He is the pride of clock management fantasy football. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin is up in the building. What is good, bro?
What's up, everyone? I'm trying to bring that J-Love energy here, you know?
There you go, yeah.
J-Love need to
Well,
wake that
you used
hell
like
up.
3 more words than him, so you were a little more.
Dang. I was trying to keep it equal.
And then, of course, you guys see him up in the chat every now and then. He's here. He's there. Jake Miller. What is good, bro? What is good, Jake? The Great.
Jake the Great. Already chugging.
You just fucking... Well, before
done.
I pass it over to JD, you guys know that we have to make sure that we bless over the show, make sure everything runs well and runs smooth. So we have to open this up with the ceremonious cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls want to do. Dilly. Let's fucking do this.
JD got that whole gallon.
Stay hydrated. Welcome to Rumboyz After Dark, the Drunken Sports Talk Show, where you guys rate us in the comments, rate our takes 1 through 10. Tell us why we're right. Tell us why we're wrong. Make sure to pick favorites, definitely. And send us your fantasy questions throughout the show. I will save them for the end, and we will go over them. Let's see. My Bears get it done against the Cowboys on Thursday night. I love starting the show with the Bears. First question about this game is Mitchell Trubisky back Jordan Love, or is this just a better game plan overall for the Bears?
I mean,
Or do the Cowboys just suck?
The Cowboys have Jason Garrett. They have a Clapper as a head coach. So there's that. I mean, Trubisky had a good game. Everybody's going to have a good game here and on.
One bad pass.
Is it going to be consistent? No, it's never been consistent. Do I think the Bears are better because he's starting to progressively play better as the season's gone on? Yeah. Are their playoff hopes dead? Yes. Sorry to say, you have to outplay the Vikings? No chance.
Unless everyone just starts losing.
No, again.
You sound like me. You sound like me, the Redskins fan over here.
Hey,
We got a
Kirk
1%
Cousins is
chance.
still on the Vikings. It could happen.
No,
Kirk Cousins
And
is
there's
still
a
on the
chance.
in my opinion, there's no chance the Bears make the playoffs. So at this point, you're basically hurt. You're shooting yourself in the foot with a draft pick situation.
Damn, Jordan Love. Way to make it morbid. All right, Jake. What is your opinion on Mitchell Trubisky's future in the league? And the Bears. Boys Cleveland. I love it. That's awesome.
It's fucking great.
I think they gave him a good game plan. They let him manage the game, and he made some big plays there that he might not make all the time, but he made some big throws. He made that drastic mistake, but that's, it happens once a game. Overall, I think even if you guys might not get the draft pick you want, you don't have. I mean, if he plays better football and he has a chance to show he could be a starter next year, I mean, you can't complain about him playing one good game and maybe playing solid football throughout the year. I don't see any negative to him playing a decent game. And I think he'll be. I think this is the best you can get out of him. And if you get 15 weeks or 12 weeks out of him like this would be a 11-win team. So I mean, Cowboys aren't great, but I mean, he played well and he used his legs, which I guess he remembered he had
for the first time this year.
Ooh.
All right, Justin, take it over, my man. What is your take on last week's game?
That was an awkward fucking transition. I am getting that. I am roasting you on that later on. I'm like, yo, you.
Wait,
JD?
are we still talking about Trubisky?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Trubisky, like he's a okay quarterback. Nothing's changed. He played a really bad team where their whole division's racing for the bottom, and they had a good matchup and they had a good game plan for once. They put him in good situations where he is able to perform. You don't want to finish in a worse place. No team in the NFL wants to finish last to get that number 1 draft pick, except maybe Miami. But they forgot about that as of late after they traded away all their players. But yeah, I mean, they're an okay team. He's an okay quarterback. So I look forward to, him continuing to be mediocre.
Okay. I'm with it. You're right, Jordan Love. The whole division sucks. You're right. Throw away the whole NFC at the given moment. Just remember, as long as we can keep our trophies, though. With that being said, and with that being put out there, Cowboys Nation, you guys are a laughing fucking stock of the NFL. You guys are a laughing stock of what it takes in order to get into the goddamn playoffs. Okay, just for this simple fact and this simple fact alone, for the Panthers to be able to get rid of Ron Rivera, who has multiple playoff wins. He has I think he has like 3 actually, just to be real. No, he'd have to have more than that because they went all the way through with Cam Newton to the Super Bowl. So and he has a fucking Super Bowl as of late. He's been a Super Bowl appearance for Ron Rivera to get fired and for them to still keep Jason Garrett is an absolute shame. I did try last week previously when we talked about Jason Garrett on our show to look optimistically and say, oh, well, they're keeping him due to the fact of the playoff hopes and the playoff potentials. They don't want to bring in abrupt change. Fuck that. Change has possibly got to be good for you at this given point. I just want to go over a list of available coaches for you guys right now for the Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy. Let's see. Ron Rivera. Let's see. Eric behind me out of Kansas City who's the offensive coordinator, who I want to become the Redskins head coach. There are plenty of options for them to be able to go out there and get. Cowboys, you guys got to go and you got to make a decision. I posted on Twitter earlier that they're probably not going to move past them, and I think that's very well possible.
No, they are. They're going to move past them.
Well, that actually brings me to my next question. I'll stay with you, Robbie. Urban Meyer is supposedly interested in the Cowboys job if they decide to move on from Jason Garrett. Is that a good hire for the Cowboys? And I guess you already gave me some of your other hires. I want to hear from everybody else, other hires that you could potentially go with if you're Dallas.
Guys.
I'll take it.
I already gave my list.
I mean, first of all, I think Myles Garrett is the Booger McFarland of head coaches. So, or Myles Garrett, sorry, Jason Garrett. But with the other coaches out there, I think he's gone. And then I think that they should be targeting Josh McDaniels. If they could pull him away from the Patriots as the OC, I think he could do great there in Dallas.
Okay.
I like it. What? So are you guys pro Urban Meyer, Robbie J? For pro?
Not
We ever seen that before?
not NFL. Not NFL. Maybe college, maybe
Nope.
USC, Notre Dame. Not NFL.
3 no's.
No.
I don't like Urban Meyer to the NFL. There's not many college coaches right now that I like to the NFL. I know there's a lot of talks and a lot of people want Lincoln Riley to go because the whole quarterback whisper.
Not leaving.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm leaving that.
Outside of that, I mean, there's no one that I want to see from college in the NFL right now. Remember last time Nick Saban was in the NFL? His last stint in the NFL? Practically burn.
This is true.
I would like to see Harbaugh back, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Blech.
Yeah, I heard
I'm gonna agree with
Harbaugh
Robbie,
for the
though.
Browns, but
What about Kevin
I'm gonna agree with
Stefanski
Robbie.
from the Vikings?
Is J-Lo agreeing with me?
No, I'm going to agree with you on 2 things. Eric Bieniemy needs to be a head coach in the NFL. He needs an opportunity. You see what he's done with those offenses there. He's led them to top 5 stints numerous times with multiple quarterbacks.
Yep.
You credit that some to the quarterbacks and some to Andy Reid, but nevertheless, he's had successful offenses. And Urban Meyer does not need to be anywhere close to an NFL roster. Or coaching staff, I should say.
how come you guys are saying that? Just because, just based on schematically?
Personally, I don't like when college coaches go up into the pros. Usually, it doesn't work out. We've seen it with Nick Saban. We've seen it with multiple coaches. And this is coming from a Cardinals fan where his head coach came from college. I didn't like the move, but it's kind of panning out, and I think that may be a reason that this is kind of becoming more of a possibility, is how the Cardinals' offense has kind of transcended from bottom 5 to mid-tier in just one season.
He's definitely won a lot of games in college. But moving on to the next question, Jordan Love. Unless anybody has any other names that they want to throw out there for the Cowboys position.
Not
Kevin
for the
Stefanski,
Well, who's
Vikings
that?
OC. Vikings OC.
Okay.
Vikings OC.
Saved Kirk Cousins' career.
Yeah, I was going to say with those, I agree with you about the college coaches coming in, and they don't transition well usually. But the NFL it's changed a lot more to be more with the run options and things like that, more like college. So I think that has to do with some of their success.
I wonder if Urban Meyer's style would complement that. So with Ron Rivera getting fired, where's a good fit for him? And was that a fair or foul firing?
Am I up?
Yeah, right. Jordan Love.
Nowhere. Ron Rivera needs to be a head coach. Nowhere.
Nowhere.
What?
Nowhere.
He just went to a Super
This is
Bowl.
why. This is why.
J-Lo.
No, listen,
All right, I want to
hear
hear this.
Hear me out. Where's the worst place to be in the NFL? In the middle. When you are middle tiering out consistently. Yeah. That's what Ron Rivera is going to bring you. He's an 8-8 coach. He doesn't lead you to success. He doesn't lead you to failure. It never happens, and it's going to continue to happen. Bring him on as a defensive coordinator. Go ahead. I'm all for that. He's a great defensive-minded coach. Do not bring him in as a head coach.
You wouldn't even want him with the Cardinals?
No. I don't want him as a head coach, and I wouldn't want him anywhere near my team or any team.
No, dude, I don't fucking get what you're saying, guys. All right, listen. Sorry, me and J-Lo we're about to have it out right now. Are you this man? Okay, he's like I said earlier, he's at least been to a Super Bowl recently. I think the Panthers were stupid to let him go right now.
I agree with that.
He was in the process of the
won
middle.
Like 5 straight games with Kyle Allen too.
Exactly, he was developing Kyle Allen, and Kyle Allen was looking pretty goddamn good.
Now it looks like he's bottoming out.
Yeah, there's no need to fucking. There was no need for that organization to make an adjustment right now. Not period. Then the Panthers making a change at head coach was the most mind-boggling thing.
No.
I agree with that actually.
No, because
I agree
because he is in the middle of the pack. He had a season where he lost one game, like the entire season. So I don't think he is a middle of the pack. He's had down seasons, but is there a coach out there that hasn't?
Right. It's like Sean Payton has had a
Um,
few down seasons, and he's been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and I'm not trying to say Ron Rivera is like top of the line coaches. I'm just saying that he is an NFL caliber head coach.
I don't think this is a John Fox situation. What do you think about this one, Jake?
Jordan Love, I want you
Mason jar?
to start this when you're watching film. I want you to like picture.
I let Robbie go real quick and make a point, and then I go after.
No, I'm challenging Jordan. I'm giving Jordan Love homework. I need you to start fucking studying like playbooks and shit, and like looking at the actual X's and O's and what's happening whenever you're watching film, bro. Because clearly, I don't know what you're doing, but the man's a damn good coach, and he calls the right things at the right times, and I like him. Jake.
Okay, yeah. I like him as a head coach. He just doesn't have to be an offensive guy. I mean, we're in this time where we think every coach needs to be an offensive genius. And he could be a defensive guy and have a great coordinator take care of that position. His defense, when they were healthy and had Davis back there, was very good. They're rebuilding on defense. They might have found a quarterback. They definitely have a running back. Get an offensive mind in there. I wouldn't have fired him. I mean, especially now. You have 4 games left. Why would you get rid of him right now? Doesn't make sense why it's a midseason firing. And you can't even interview guys till after the season. Why would you fire somebody mid-season when you can't interview anybody else?
Yeah, I don't get that either, and I feel like the players liked him, and he brought stability. That's what I was thinking too about stability.
It's going to be one of those things that we need to clip, we need to archive, especially J Love's part, because J Love does shit like this where he'll make takes like this, and you never know, he could end up right.
Young Skip Bayless over here.
He's done this.
Don't. I was right about the Rams. Okay, I was right about the Warriors.
Yeah, you've been right about a few things. I'll give you that.
Let me back this up real quick.
Yeah, go for it. You have the floor.
Since 2011, these are the Panthers' records: 6-10, 7-9. Then they went to 12-4, good season. 7-8-1, 15-1, 6-10, 11-5, and 7-9. Inconsistent records, it leads to middling out. That's what it is. Through his career, he is 76, 63, and 1, and he is 3-4 in the postseason. Okay,
is that all on Rivera? Cam Newton's been really inconsistent too as a passer.
That could be some of it.
He's been really hot and then really cold and then really hot.
That's some of it. That's some of it.
I've said it before. I've said it before. Cam Newton's the most inconsistent player in NFL history. I've said it before, and I agree with it.
You got to match Cam Newton's injuries up to those records too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Good point too.
Who impresses you more on film in terms of X's and O's, in terms of play calling, Ron Rivera or Jason Garrett?
Ron Rivera. Jason, we've already said this. Jason Garrett's a clapper.
Jason Garrett hires good coaches on offense, I feel like.
We've all said Jason Garrett shouldn't be a head coach. That's an awful comparison. We all agree that Jason Garrett cannot be a head coach right now. He's a clapper. He does this.
Yeah. I agree with J Love in a way where I think he might have lost Carolina as a team. I think he could be a head coach with a fresh spot somewhere else. I really do think he needs a new location, maybe, but he's a head coach, I think. Just maybe, I agree with J Love. Maybe it's been too long in Carolina. But he is a head coach, I think, in my opinion.
Hey, what's up, BKB? Everybody chilling in the chat. That's what's up. Hell yeah, man. So
let's go. Run next topic.
Next topic. So let's stick with Jordan Love here, and we'll go down to Jake. Buffalo has won 8 straight games. Never mind, I have that wrong. So we'll move on to the next one. Lamar Jackson is about to beat Michael Vick's rushing record that he's held for 13 years. Is he the best dual threat quarterback ever? Or is it too early to tell?
I'd like to see it for a few more years, but yeah. What he does with his legs, he is a running back with an arm of a all-pro caliber quarterback. The one thing that I said I wanted to see him improve on this year was his pocket presence and his accuracy when he was outside of the pocket. And what do you know? He's done that. He's answered any question that anybody's had about him going into this year. He's the front runner for MVP for a reason, and I don't think you can even argue that he's probably, he definitely is the best dual threat quarterback of all time.
Slap Yourself says if Lamar Jackson wins a title, there's no debate. I agree with that. What do you think, Jake?
Well, yeah, if he wins the title, no dual threat quarterback has ever really won the title, except Steve Young late in his career. But yeah, I mean, he's having the best season for a dual threat quarterback.
Doug Williams?
And was he dual threat?
I don't think of. I know what you're trying to say.
He's more of a passer. He forced himself to be more of a passer. You're correct.
Yeah. They're letting Lamar do what he wants. I mean, so, yeah, I think this season will show it, and I think next year will be probably the last year of his rookie deal, I'd imagine. They'll probably pay him. And he'll probably have another year like this next year. And after that, I think he'll slowly transition from being a dual threat guy to more of a pocket guy when they're really paying money. So, yeah, I mean, these 2 years might be the best 2 years for a pure dual threat ever. And I don't see any – I mean, Cam Newton had the touchdowns, but I really think Lamar's overall impact from 20 to 20, getting first downs, I think it's definitely the best season ever. And I think if he does it next year, he'll be the best dual threat quarterback for a 2-year run ever.
He's really exciting. Definitely one of the most exciting quarterbacks. I know Michael Vick with the scramble was ridiculous. Justin, what is your thoughts on Lamar Jackson versus breaking Michael Vick's long-held record for, I think it's like 14 years he held it? Something like that.
I mean, it's exciting to watch. I love having him on my fantasy team. And I mean, it's awesome. If he's the greatest, I'm not going to say he's the greatest after one season. I think that he's going to need to be able to continue to do it for multiple years. I would hate to see him like do amazing this year and then have a career-ending injury like the start of next season or something. I would hate to see it. Yeah, right. It would just be horrible to see. But I'm not going to say he's the greatest until he's been able to do it for multiple years. I mean, there's been lots of players who have flashed for a year and then vanished. And in the NFL, also, after you do something for a year, it's a lot harder to do it a second year. Teams scheme against you and learn from that tape.
They study all year in the off season. That's sure.
That's a really good point.
That is a really good point. Justin's always got really good points over there in clock management. Big brains. Robbie J, do you think Lamar Jackson is the greatest, or is it too early to tell?
So here's the thing with Lamar. When I look at him, I think of the personality type of what I haven't met him personally, but I think of him the personality type that wouldn't want me to go on record to say that he's already the best, because that's going to be cap. So I don't think that he wants that yet. So out of respect for what he is capable of and what he can do, I'm not that. That'd be like if someone were to sit back and tell me, "Hey, yo, Robbie, you're already the greatest at play-by-play. You're already the greatest at sport." Yo, fuck you. I haven't even reached my prime yet. I appreciate you for admiring me, and you are awesome for backing me in that manner, and I appreciate that support. But in my mind, I haven't reached there yet. So I don't wanna go on air and say that. And I also don't want to say that knowing that we do have eyes on us as a show. I said about a player as prolific as him and someone I feel like we could have an opportunity as one day meeting and sitting down with. Is he the greatest yet? No. And I think that he would respect if I personally said no.
Follow-up question.
Robbie, I'm going to have to go to your play-by-plays and delete some of my comments then.
I don't know. Yes. Like if we want to buy into the hype, absolutely. Some of our colleagues
think he is.
Yeah, some of our colleagues in the industry at the Washington Post and freaking on Bleacher Report, we have read the articles on Yahoo about how great he is, and yes, we know that the closest thing to him was Michael Vick. We know that he takes the playbook and he takes the film study a lot more serious than that of what Vick did. He's doing things outside of on the field that no one else that of his skill set did, but I don't want to put a cap on him. I feel like he would take that offensively.
Robbie, a lot of people in the comments are talking about Russell Wilson being the best running quarterback. Is he a running quarterback? Would you consider him a running quarterback?
Oh.
Scrambling
Wait, what?
quarterback, maybe.
People are kind of saying what?
Well, I wouldn't say that's the exact argument, but a lot of people are saying, what about Russell Wilson? Or Russell Wilson is the best QB I've seen. So that was my follow-up question. Do you think Russell Wilson should be thrown in this category too with these guys, with Michael Vick? I feel like he only runs when he absolutely needs to, and he's damn good at it. But
He's an improviser.
Is
Who
he
is
saying
that?
he's the
Not a
best
runner.
quarterback period in the league right now?
No. I'm pretty sure, like, we're talking about like running dual threat quarterbacks. Basically, would you consider him that?
I think he's more of a scrambler person. And a really smart runner, doesn't carry the ball unless he has to, or doesn't take the hit unless he has to. I think he's the perfect scrambler quarterback.
If I may, I've said this before. I compare him to an Aaron Rodgers type quarterback. There's a difference between a dual threat and running type of quarterback and an improviser. I would put Russell Wilson in an improviser category, as he moves outside of the pocket when his pocket collapses. He looks for his receivers, and when absolutely necessary, and when he has to, he will then run the ball. It's kind of like a last plan contingency almost.
Slap Yourself says they have designed running plays for Russell Wilson. Check the highlights.
They do. They also do for Lamar, but Lamar can also design them, like you said, and like Jay Love said. Honestly, is that he is improvised.
A lot of good points for you, man.
With BKB, getting Lamar right now while he's on a rookie contract, get him to do some of the things that he's doing and take the game as serious as he is. That's a deal. That's a deal. I don't even think OJ got that good of a deal. JK.
We gotta talk about OJ's Twitter sometime, man.
That'd be
fucking funny. It's funny, man. But anyway, Robbie J, next topic. I swear it's funny. If Mike Tomlin makes the playoffs with Big Ben being out, without AB, without Le'Veon Bell, does that make him the coach of the year?
I knew that you were going to ask this question, and I just knew, like, you know what? Fine. Like, you literally said in the group chat, I was like, I'm not sure if we should even talk about this. You're like, okay, why should we bring it up on air?
No. I said Michael Vick, not Mike Tomlin.
No, we're still going to bring up that one.
Oh, of course.
But, which, by the way, shout out to Cherry Bradshaw. I saw you offend last night. That was great, brother. Thanks. We stand together. With that also being said, being stated, shot Road Dog in the chat. No, Mike Tomlin isn't coach of the year. I respect the ups and downs that he's been through, but I would much rather give coach of the year to someone that actually gets along with their players, someone that actually can lead their team, and do what the hell that needs to be done. Can we talk about Sean Payton before we start putting Mike Tomlin in this question?
Okay. All right.
Can we talk about Pete Carroll? Dude, as someone that plays football, I would love to play for Pete Carroll. Like,
cool guy.
I feel like the fact that DK walked into his interview, shirt off and everything, which we even asked DK about, which was fucking hilarious. The fact that DK does that, Pete takes his shirt off, and then like the bond that he's built with these players throughout the whole course of the whole thing, dude, come on, man.
Teddy Bridgewater win streak for a while. That was impressive too.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Sean Payton. I mean, dude, McDermott in Buffalo, like he completely turned that whole program around. Kyle Shanahan, creative as fuck behind some X's and O's. Like, come on, guys. We're not giving Tomlin that award. Next person on the panel for that question.
Justin, take it over, bro.
Yeah, I completely agree. I actually was going to bring up Sean Payton as well. And like coach of the year, I mean, I know I'm a 49er fan, but how about Shanahan, what he's been able to do with the 49ers down there in a short amount of time, how he's turned them around. I don't think that you get credit for having a mediocre team. Like,
brother.
the Steelers, what have they done? Like you have to like actually do something. Juju's been shut out all year, and he was an elite wide receiver before that. You got Connor who's been performing great. It's not like they let those players go and had nobody. They had players to replace them. So
Connor's been hurt.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not like they let Bell walk away and they're like, oh, we just don't have a running back. No, they had people there. They had another star wide receiver there, and what they thought people to back up him. But, so no, not at all.
Not coach of the year then. Not coach of the year material, Jake. Coach of the year material. I know you probably don't feel that way.
Go to Jake.
Being
Look
from
at my
Cleveland.
little brother's hair. That is my little brother. Like,
Hey, what's up?
the person that came out the same vagina as me. Can I say vagina on there?
I mean, you
Not
did.
banned, so yes. Yeah.
We didn't click the button for children, right?
No. 2013. Go ahead, Jake.
Well, okay. Well, I give it to Sean McDermott very close to this year. It's between him and Harbaugh, in my opinion, and Peyton's a very close third. Tomlin's fourth, in my opinion, but yeah, I don't see anyone besides McDermott. Because when you totally turn that team around, that's usually the coach that gets it. I think people see Peyton and Tomlin as great coaches already, or very good coaches. So I think they're going to get less recognition. Because doesn't Bill Belichick only have one coach of the year, to my knowledge? So
I'm not sure. It's a good question.
Hold up. We've kind of looks like freezing up a little bit on my end.
Belichick has 2.
Love you, bro.
yeah, I mean, 5 titles and 2 awards. So yeah, the coach that has the biggest name and establishes something does not always win it. And I think the guy that's going to come up will be Sean McDermott.
That's a good point.
I
Jordan
agree.
Love
with
it.
that.
Real quick, good old Pete. My little brother played on the same football team as Joey Sly. And they were both on defense. So I mean, my brother can ball. He's played against NFL caliber talent growing up.
I 1,000% agree. I was going to bring up Sean McDermott. I was going to bring up Sean Payton. I was going to bring up Kyle Shanahan. Oh my God, I cannot speak right now.
That's good.
The only other coach I was going to bring up is going to be Matt LaFleur. I don't know how to say his name. For the Packers, just because he's been able to harness Aaron Rodgers and lead that team to a winning division. They're going to win that division, and it says something to harness a guy who's been considered a very abrasive and kind of on the fence person in the past few years.
Beautiful stuff. All good choices, actually. I didn't even think of Sean McDermott, and I should have for sure. Oh, looks like we lost Robbie J for a second. Well, then we'll start with Justin this time. So Nick Foles got benched for Gardner Minshew. Is this a fluke or a definitive benching? Actually, I think we already asked that question. Let's go with something else. Didn't we ask that last week?
No.
I don't know. I think I missed
He
it.
wasn't officially benched last week. It was a competition, right?
Either way,
Yeah,
Justin, take that question away.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they never should have went back to Foles. They should have stuck with Gardner Minshew and let him develop. He's the future of their team. They, for some reason, they want to see what they got with Foles. He was a fluke. He won a Super Bowl. Good for him. Got paid money. He already, took their money. I don't know why they want to allow him to take their team out of the playoffs too.
Damn. I like it. So we'll go back to Robbie J and then we'll go to Jake.
So Minshew Mania back, right? Right? I mean, come on.
I guess he's back.
Yeah, the amount of fake mustaches that this man sold for Halloween, like that alone speaks within itself. I'm so happy that Gardner Minshew is back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I told everybody that Nick Foles was nothing but a backup who had just so happened won a Super Bowl and played it really well due to some excellent play calling and some good talent that he had on the field with him.
And a great defense.
Yeah, and a very, very excellent defense, and a defense that was hype. They had a lot of reasons they were playing for coming into that game. Aside from that, no, like, come on. We're happy that Gardner Minshew is back, bro. We needed Minshew Mania. This is what we all signed up for, realistically, and I couldn't be happier.
Who doesn't need a little Minshew Mania? What about you?
Yeah, I definitely think we should go back to Gardner at this point. And Foles, I think he already was that guaranteed money, that $22 million. They've already eaten that salary.
I think it was like 17 a year.
A portion of it was.
Okay. Yeah, so he's already going to kill their cap. Don't let him hurt the team. I agree with Justin there. And I think that it's definitely time to see what he has. And honestly, 50-50 for next year because I don't see them moving him for anyone wanting that contract. So, yeah, I think it's just a time for them to see what Gardner has and figure it out next year. And also, I think Nick Foles is the least deserving player to ever get a statue in any stadium.
He got a statue?
Yeah, he got a statue in
He
Philly.
got a statue.
Oh, my
He got a statue in
God.
Philly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Also, by the way, he has the
Carson
greatest.
Wentz walks by that every day.
He has the greatest nickname of all time.
He does. He does.
Hey guys, a lot of the topics that a lot of you in the chat are bringing up, we are going to be getting to. So just keep sticking around throughout the show. We got you guys covered.
Yeah, Robbie, I was 100% with you this past offseason. I kept saying Nick Foles was a backup. He didn't deserve the money he got. He should have calmed down. Like the Jags, I kept mocking them, Kyler Murray, because that was when I was buying into the fact that I didn't think the Cardinals were going to take him. Had he not gone one, I kept saying that the Jags should have either taken him or Haskins had he fallen because of Nick Foles being a backup. Let them sit, or possibly this happens, and what do you know? They found a great player in Gardner Minshew in the late rounds. They should have stuck with Minshew, no doubt. Foles probably needs to get cut this offseason. I know cutting him is going to suffer a major cap, but they're already negative. I think they're like -4 right now heading into the offseason, and that's after everybody leaves. They already paid Miles Jack, but Yannick Ngakoue is going to hit free agency, so just take the loss at that point, cut ties, and move forward with Minshew.
Okay.
All right, next topic. Not next meme, next topic. Michael Vick is being honored by the 2020 honorary Pro Bowl team to play, but I guess there's a petition out there. Almost 200,000 people signed it, saying they didn't want him to play. Do you think he deserves to be honored? Do you think he's served his time, Jordan Love?
Definitely, yeah. There's no reason to hold this man back anymore. He served his time. He's paid his dues. He came back into the league. He wasn't blackballed. It's proven that Michael Vick is not a malicious human being.
Yeah.
He had no bad, I can't say he had no bad intentions. He knew what he was doing. But I think this is kind of absurd. It's more than a decade ago at this point. Just calm down. Let the man get what he deserves.
Oh, yeah.
Man did his time. How do you feel about that one, Jake?
Definitely. And I'm not surprised this happened because I've seen him speak personally just in the area for an interview, and there were 30, 40 people screaming at him, like right behind the stage. And yeah, I mean, people would never forgive him at this point. And if the NFL pressures or gives into the pressures, it's going to be pretty sad because he's forgiven, in my opinion. He served time, actually served time. It's been 10 years since he's been released from jail. He should just be able to move on from this. He never will, and I think he should be able to play or honorary captain a Pro Bowl. I don't think that's an issue. But it will be.
In the chat is right. He did become an activist to protect dogs after he served his time. Justin, any different opinions on that one?
No, I think you got all these Hall of Fame players who have done tons of criminal activity.
OJ.
Yeah, Michael Irvin. Assaulting people, sexual assault. He even pissed off a police officer enough to where a police officer put out a hit on him.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, dude wasn't a good person, but he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, he could play football. Could Michael Vick play football? Yes, he could play football. He should be on that list.
Is this a time to mention Kareem Hunt?
Right?
Still
Best
playing.
punter in the league. Best punter in the league.
Kicker. I mean, the
Well,
Browns have their
talk is-
kicker on the roster. They have the kicker on the roster. Just play him.
Wow.
He's a Virginia Tech Hokie. One of my favorite players growing up as a kid. The human joystick. You're not gonna sit here on this show and watch me crucify Michael Vick. So fuck you, Peter, again. Shout out to Terry Bradshaw, by the way, for you pissing off Peter the other night. He told him Terry Bradshaw. He was a shrimp. He's like, "What, you gonna tell Peter? Do it." I was like, "Yes." So go ahead and tell him, "Fuck it, I'm with you, Mike." VA, stand up.
And that's the thing. We're giving him a football award. It's not like people are giving him like a being nice to dog award. Like let's be real about this situation here. It's for football. Well, I guess it's not even an award. It's just being on the team, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a coach. He's gonna be a coach. He's gonna be a coach.
Yeah, it's
He's
bad.
gonna be coaching.
I like Michael Vick. Anyway, moving over to boxing. Robbie, take it away. They say the heavyweight, or I guess this will be you answering it, but they say the heavyweight division is for the fans. We head to Saudi Arabia this weekend for Anthony Joshua versus Anthony Ruiz Part 2. Who wins this bout and why?
So Joshua Ruiz Part 2. Justin, I know that you're probably going to want to maybe chime in on this, Jake. I don't know if you have a take or not. I know you've been putting some money aside this weekend to go and to get some extra cash. And I think that this is going to be one where you guys may want to find a very entertaining for yourselves. Last time these two opponents met inside of the boxing ring, Ruiz did win, completely knocking Joshua out, gassing him out. It was a body shot that had finally just had ended the fight, and Joshua could not hang. Joshua could not contend. There are a couple of things that we have to take into account with this fight. Ruiz is coming in about 15 pounds heavier. This man had literally, from what I have been told with reports that I am known of, and people that are close to the fight, is that he came in 283.35 or something like that, something around there, about 15 pounds heavier. He made sure that he couldn't weigh until the afternoon so that he had all that weight, which means he had to eat dinner, go to sleep, eat breakfast, eat a heavy breakfast, and then go in and step on the scales. Why he was intending on coming in a little bit heavier.
Fully clothed as well.
Sure.
Yep.
Huh?
Fully clothed as well.
Yep.
He was wearing jeans, a hoodie. I mean, so add 6-7 pounds to that probably.
Exactly. So I mean, he's coming in. I feel with the thought process that he is going to end Joshua again. And that is something I think can very well happen. I am rolling with Ruiz for this fight. Ruiz has fought so many times. I often like to say, like Raj had also mentioned on our show when we talked about this the other day, is that you want to look at how often a fighter has fought before they get into these big fights. And Ruiz has had tons and tons and tons of amateur fights where he just knows exactly how to box. So with that being stated, I think that experience is going to override Joshua. Joshua, you just don't have the weight on you, don't have the speed on you to be able to take someone like Ruiz. Justin.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that he's going to be able to last in there. He should have been able to, ideally he would have been able to tire him out last time, but he seemed to be the one gassing. And I was reading that Joshua is saying that the biggest muscle in your body is your brain, so he's going to outthink him. I don't think that's how it works. You just aren't physically strong enough to stop that man with those gloves on. So no, I don't see it happening. I'm gonna love watching the fight, but if I'm betting on the fight, I'm definitely betting on Ruiz.
There we go, Jake.
I have to go with Ruiz just because we've never seen Joshua this light going into a fight. He's 13 pounds lighter since the last fight, I think. So I'd have to go with that because I don't know. But again, I could be totally proven wrong because I totally picked against Stipe when he weighed in at like 235 against DC. But I just want to see what Joshua does at this very, 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 very lightweight for heavyweight. And I would go with Ruiz again, especially since Joshua's never won outside of the UK, to my knowledge, or Germany. So I think Ruiz has won in multiple countries. His only loss came in Russia, and I do think that he'll probably pull it out. Kind of hope I'm wrong. I do want to see a Joshua Wilder fight, but my gut tells me Ruiz.
So Jake, I gotta ask you a question, man. I mean, you just mentioned that you'd want to see a Wilder Joshua fight, and Justin, I mean, definitely would love to have your takes in on this as well. How do you fellows feel about maybe, I mean, the possibility of if Tyson does come out on top against Wilder, and then Ruiz comes out on top of this fight, this being the underdogs of underdogs having to scrap it out?
That'd be a lot of fun. They're both classic boxers. Neither has real knockout power. I mean, Ruiz knocked Joshua down 4 times when they stopped it. This would be a classic 12-round boxing match if those two fought, I think.
Yeah,
be great as well.
I like watching those like chess matches like that. I think it'll be entertaining for sure. I mean, I'm going to watch it. I also like knockouts. Who doesn't like that? But
it's at 4 o'clock, right? I'm just going to 4 o'clock our time, 4 East Coast time.
I'm not sure.
So it's off of Saudi time. Let's actually get that information for the chat. We need that information for the chat.
Yeah, I think it's 4 o'clock East Coast. Pretty sure, because they don't want to compete with the SEC title game.
Now they're going to be competing with the UFC.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going to get killed in views with these football games tomorrow. But I'm watching UFC over all of them. So
me too.
So the main event is scheduled for 3:45 Eastern time.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn, dude, I'm gonna be on the fucking field.
Shut down your Twitter. No spoilers.
Record it,
dude.
Yeah, no spoilers. Just turn the phone off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn my phone off. Like I'm gonna probably only play one game. Like I'm literally only gonna play one game, catch my touchdown, kiss my sister, and then boom, head out. Like fuck it, guys, gone.
Just take the ball with you.
J-Lo, you crazy?
No, I don't have a take about this. All I was gonna say is that Oregon's smacking Utah right now.
Oh yeah, my 6.5 does not look good right now.
20-0. 20-0. Rip Utah his playoff dreams.
BKB, I'm about to run down and grab a shot here in a minute. Alrighty, so next topic. I think we all got our takes.
Grabbing the other fighting topic for you guys.
Oh yes, Stormy McGregor coming up. We got the Khabib joint coming up.
Khabib. Oh yeah, we should talk about that Khabib.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Khabib Ferguson.
Yeah, Khabib Ferguson.
Question: did he pop with USADA? There's rumors. His manager said it, but the UFC said nothing.
About what? I missed that.
Apparently, his manager is mad at USADA because there's an interesting finding in his test for the upcoming fight.
For Khabib?
But Khabib didn't say it. Dana didn't say it, but his manager said that Khabib versus USADA right now. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but
I would need.
It was not.
I would definitely need more information on that. I'll hit up my connect, my MMA industry connect. I'll definitely hit up Caesar, and I'll hit up MostStream.tv, which MostStream.tv on YouTube. You guys should definitely check out. To see if I know I can find out more about that.
Who you got in the fight? Khabib.
Me?
Yeah, Jake, who you got in the fight?
Ferguson. I have Khabib. I have not seen him lose. Ferguson gets very cocky when it comes to challenging his opponent at their best strength, and I think Ferguson will take this to the ground, use jiu-jitsu, try to work off his back and figure it out. And I think he'll get caught. He always gets cocky in these things, and it's real. His only losses are because he's cocky. It hasn't happened in about 8 years. But yeah, I just think that Khabib's gonna take this one. Ferguson, I just don't see Ferguson beating him right now. Maybe 4 years ago when he had slightly better cardio, but Ferguson's about to be 36 as well. Think about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be I'm sure I already know I'm gonna be the lone horse on this one. I think that Ferguson's gonna take it. I think because he has shown some amazing cardio, and if he's smart, he's gonna use his wrestling to not go to the ground. And he's definitely faster on the feet. Khabib's sluggish with his punches. If he keeps it standing and makes it into a boxing match, he can win that fight. And that's what
Kind of hope you're right. Kind of hope you're right. I want to see Ferguson versus Conor and Ferguson versus Gaethje. But
yeah, I want to see Ferguson versus Conor for sure.
Yeah, I want to see Ferguson versus Conor. I want to see even Conor. I know that I'm going to be that person that's labeled mean. I want to see Ferguson versus Masvidal. I'm okay with that.
Ferguson at 170 though.
No, I said McGregor versus Masvidal.
Oh, I think you said Ferguson versus Masvidal. I was like,
oh fuck no.
Okay, yeah, he'll never put those 15 pounds on. He's a stick figure as is.
But no. As for the Khabib fight, you guys already know I'm picking Khabib. That's never going to change on this show. That's going to take a lot.
Nick Howard says Ferg baby. Khabib's going to get humbled.
Nope, I don't see it.
I mean, I think all the McGregor fanboys out there are going to be going for Ferguson in this one. I'm not one of them. I wanted McGregor to lose that fight. I don't like the arrogance and stuff like that, which that's why, like you were saying, Jake, I don't like it when I see Ferguson do that same stuff. But if I'm just going off who I think is going to win, I think Ferguson has the abilities to beat Khabib, and I think he's probably one of the only ones in UFC that does.
Yes. I think Khabib said he's fighting 3 more times at most.
And then he's done.
Before the Conor fight. So if Ferguson doesn't beat him, I don't see who does. Gaethje, I do not see beating Khabib at all. But so yeah, this is a guy that'll beat Khabib before he retires because his cousin is also 155 and like 25 years old, coming up doing the same thing Khabib does. So I think Khabib just wants to hand it off.
Exactly.
All right, moving on to the next section of the show. We're just gonna change it up a bit. Sometimes we go with basketball. This time we're gonna go with we're gonna do all these fantasy questions that you guys have been asking in the Twitter right now, and we're gonna start with Justin and move around and finish with Robbie. That way we can start with other people.
BKB.
BKB's he's killing the chat tonight. Tannehill or Matt Ryan?
Oh, okay. So for this one, I know Matt Ryan's got all his weapons coming back there, and I feel like that's a trap a lot of people are going to fall into because he had those weapons at the beginning of the season as well, and he didn't do anything with them. Those weapons might produce for like fantasy purposes, but just because they do doesn't necessarily mean Matt Ryan's going to. You know, he hasn't all season long, and Tannehill has been doing well since he's been starting. So I'm going to continue with Tannehill, especially in the fantasy playoffs. I'm not going to try and, go on that chance that it works out.
Jake, who you got? Cooper or Ryan? Or Tannehill or Ryan?
Wow, motherfucker.
I was reading the detail.
Okay.
Cooper Julio back at home.
I'm going with the hot hand. and going Tannehill right now. I don't think Matt Ryan's been Matt Ryan since that 28-3 collapse.
I'm with it.
Tannehill. Jordan Love, you agree Tannehill, or are you changing to Matt Ryan?
I think both are going to be good fantasy quarterbacks this week, strictly based off of matchups. The Falcons are playing the Panthers, and we're talking about a team who just fired their head coach. There could be some laps there. The offense could struggle, which could lead to the defense being on the field a lot, which could tire them out. But since it is the fantasy playoffs, I'm definitely going to rock with not Matt Ryan. I'm going to go Ryan Tannehill. Security, safety. The Titans' offense does not turn that ball over. You have a great security weapon in Derrick Henry on that offense. You have to ride the hot hand right now.
I like it. And BKB, yeah, you're right, dude. Everybody share and smash that like button. Subscribe to Clock Management, Rumboyz OG, and everybody else in the chat. Robbie J, my man, how do you feel? Tannehill or Matt Ryan?
Come on, guys. You already know that I'm rolling with the Tannehill. Why would I ever roll with Matty Puddle? I haven't been high on Matty Puddle on our channel in God knows when. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Boogie for that. You know, that's what he called him.
Melted ice.
What's up?
He's melted ice now.
Exactly, definitely melted ice, bro. So yeah, I gotta roll with Tannehill. Tannehill's absolutely turned it on. I believe he's been QB2 since taking over the job there in Tennessee. So I mean, with that said, with that being stated, Tannehill, go out there, do your thing, because you're gonna win somebody a fantasy Super Bowl this year.
Ooh, calling it right now. All right, I'll stick with you, Robbie, for the next one. So you need two guys. Do you take Julio? Do you take Hill? I assume Tyreek Hill? Is he healthy?
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Devontae Parker, Robert Woods, or Calvin Ridley?
Oh my God!
2 out of 5.
So
I already know one of them I'm taking.
So wait, let me just read this list. Hang on.
Yeah, it's
Parker,
Julio
Hill,
Jones.
Julio, Ridley, and I forgot Robert Woods.
So Devontae Parker Parker out of Miami's been completely on fire. So yeah, we're playing him. There's no reason not to. This is the year, or this is the time of the year where teams that are definitely not going to be in the playoffs are going to try and play spoiler for the other teams that are trying to get into the playoffs. So that means that those players on those teams, now this is the time that you go and get them. Devontae Parker is definitely going to ball out for you, so he's going to be one.
Robert Woods, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, or Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, I'm almost wanting to go Ridley here. Just because, he's been high volume, high power all year. Julio, I don't know. I'm not sure about Julio still. Julio's scored me too much, too often, too many years in a row in fantasy football. So I'm probably gonna go Parker and Ridley.
I'm keeping it young.
Yeah, roll with the young bulls.
I mean,
What about you,
Parker's
Justin?
almost 27.
Yeah, 3 years though in the NFL.
Right.
4.
Is it 4?
It's next year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 now.
So I'm going with Parker. I think that, like you said, he's been amazing. I've been telling people start him for quite a few weeks now. So you start him. Then I'm going with I'm going to go with Julio for the second one. I think he's going to find himself getting some red zone targets or rum zone targets. Sorry, because he's a big body receiver there. So
Jake.
The one I would avoid.
What's that, bro?
One I would avoid, surprisingly this week, just because of the matchup, is probably Hill, just because New England at New England.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense might not hold up for New England, but the defense is very stout. I will go Parker. He's the only weapon on that team. And Julio, I think he'll find the end zone.
Parker and Julio. Okay, I like it. Jordan Love. Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Parker, Robert Woods or Calvin Ridley?
Most definitely, you're starting Devontae Parker this week. I preached it, and I'm going to bring up a stat real quick. Since week 4, Devontae Parker has put up at least 11.5 fantasy points every single week, including that monster game that he had last
told y'all
week.
he's nasty.
He's amazing, and had it been for a better offensive line, we may be talking about a wide receiver 1 right here, but in PPR, he's a wide receiver 2. Still good. I think he's 15th in PPR. As for the other receiver, I'm going to go Robert Woods, surprisingly. All season, I've been picking on the Seattle secondary and how I think they are overrated, how I think that they kind of struggle. And while that is Pete Carroll's defense, and while they most of the time do impress, I think that Robert Woods is that reliable target and out there alongside with Cooper Kupp. We saw the connection he had last week in that abysmal showing that the Cardinals put on. Robert Woods was that go-to guy in that first quarter, and I think he had 13 points alone just to start the game on the first 2 drives.
Even though I don't agree with you on who to start, J-Love, and stat that backs you up on that is statistically the Seahawks are worst against the Rams than any other team in the NFL.
And it is a division game. I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, it's a division game. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be high scoring, probably an overtime game.
And that question came from Twitter, I believe. So thank you guys for those questions. Keep them coming if you want. A lot of different answers, but I think the consensus was Devontae Parker. Am I right about that?
Yeah. However, I am going to say this. If you do want to go with a Falcons receiver, you have to start Ridley over Julio Jones at this point.
Jake, you want to push back on that?
My gut just tells me if I'm in the end zone. That'll be the difference.
I
will not push back. I don't love either, to be honest. I mean, I just don't love Matt Ryan right now, period.
Not feeling either of those receivers.
I think Julio just has a better chance of finding the end zone, which is why I choose Julio there.
I like Austin Hooper more than I like the 2 receivers. Even though he's just coming off of an injury, Matt Ryan uses that tight end a lot. Austin Hooper's been a top 5 tight end when he's on the field, both fantasy-wise and when he's actually playing in the NFL. And he's pretty much that security blanket over there ahead of Julio Jones at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think coming back from injury, I trust Julio more just due to the fact
Julio's hurt too.
I know Julio plays through injuries every year, and he plays effectively through injuries. That's the only reason why I think I wouldn't go with Hooper over Julio for that instance.
Speaking of something like that, I've noticed every time, I know this is kind of off topic, but Chris Godwin, every time he's been on the injury report this year, he's put up 30-plus fantasy points. Every single time in PPR. It's hilarious. And I have him in all my leagues. So
SP was just saying in the chat that it's hard to bench Hill. I mean, I agree with you. It's hard to bench him when you look at the numbers he can put up. But when you look at what the wide receivers have put up against that New England defense, it's not that hard at that point. Like that's a defense that has shut down receivers consistently through the year. So yeah, you got to bench him if you can afford to.
I'm glad I started Michael Gallup this week. He had a good showing.
Interesting stuff. Justin, my man, somebody asks, should I bench Tom Brady this week since he's playing the Chiefs and start Wentz since they are playing the New York Giants? I kind of don't trust Wentz.
Why are you starting Tom Brady?
I mean, I think you have better options than both of them on the waiver wire. I don't like either one of those options.
Brady, I mean, the Chiefs' defense is not that impressive, but Brady's not been impressive at all either. And Carson Wentz could actually blow up at any point. But I don't expect it.
I would rather start Tannehill.
If Tannehill's there, Tannehill.
Like in a 14-person league, you could probably find him. Unless you already had your waiver for the week. But
there are a lot of quarterbacks to choose from.
I will say this, though. There is a very good chance Carson Wentz has a great week. He's playing an abysmal Giants defense, and since the Cowboys lost and they're 6-7, if the Eagles win, they're right back in line for that division, and then it's just up to that Week 16 matchup again. This is a must-win for the Eagles. They literally have to win out to win this division, and I think Carson Wentz is finally going to show up because his team has not backed him up. I know a lot of people have ragged on him and saying it's Carson Wentz's fault. He has the worst wide receiving core in the NFL. I mean,
just think
the drops are so bad. They're never healthy. That
6 and 7, and Dallas controls their own destiny.
It's kind of crazy.
If you guys go back and watch my episode from like 3 days ago, we went through about 5 different quarterbacks that are all on waiver wires in most leagues. That every one of those waiver wire picks are a better choice than either one of those, in my opinion.
What were some of the waiver wire names?
One of them was Tannehill. He's available in like 40-something% of the league. Or leagues. I forgot who the other ones were. I'd have to go back and bring up my show notes, but we went through a series of them. I'm not big on Wentz though either.
One of them was probably Kirk Cousins because of on the Lions.
Yes, Kirk Cousins was one of them.
The Eagles do need to win. That's kind of the main point I got from that conversation.
Have to win out.
If we're benching Tom Brady this week,
and Tom Brady or Carson Wentz.
Or Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Or waiver wire.
You don't have anyone better?
We didn't answer the question, but I would pick anyone better. Wentz.
What's that, Jake?
If I had to pick, I would pick Wentz because he could explode for a big game. I don't see Brady with this supporting cast exploding at any point. But yeah, if you need a win, I would probably go with Wentz.
Yeah, I guess go with Wentz. He's facing the Giants.
All right, and last fantasy question I have, Jordan Love. Melvin Gordon, Saquon, or Eckler?
Start one or start two? Because if you're starting two, then that's so obvious.
They didn't make that clear, I don't think, in the chat.
Yeah, they didn't. Let's just prioritize them.
Yeah, there you go.
If I'm ranking them,
fantasy rank them.
I'd probably go. The Jags defense cannot stop the run. I'm going to go both the Chargers running backs and then Saquon. As weird as that sounds, Eckler's a PPR machine. He gets a lot of those targets out of the backfield, and the Jags are literally, I think, 29th against the run in the NFL. Melvin Gordon's going to have a field day, and Eckler's probably going to find the end zone out of the backfield.
Would you have Gordon over Eckler then?
Yes, I would have Gordon over Eckler this week. So Gordon, Eckler, and then I would go Saquon.
So Gordon, Eckler, Saquon.
I'm going to just go ahead and say I agree with J-Love on this one. Completely. Saquon's made himself untrustworthy with Eli coming back. I think that actually, I was looking into stats with his splits, how good he did with both quarterbacks. He actually did better under Eli. So I think that it's going to bump him up a little bit, but he's still playing injured, and they're still a bad team. So I don't trust it. So he's still number 3 in my mind. And I just want to remind everyone I'm also giving away an autographed Mark Ingram jersey if you subscribe and leave a comment on Clock Management.
Subscribe to Clock Management, ladies and gentlemen.
Who won the D-Hop jersey?
His name was Nolan Root. He was actually in the chat in here earlier.
Yep, Nolan Root was up in here earlier.
Yeah.
Go to rumboyz.com, check out the new merch. All right, are we ready for the next question? Actually, Robbie, it's your turn, my guy. Would you prioritize Melvin Gordon, Saquon Barkley, and Eckler for fantasy 1 through 3? Prioritize.
I'm probably for this week coming up.
Yes, sir. This week is.
I guess I gotta go with Jordan Love. I gotta say Gordon, Eckler, Barkley.
Damn. So Chargers are just gonna run rampant on him, huh?
So yeah.
I mean, the Jags just can't stop the run to save their life.
Yeah. So I guess my take is I'll have to be different because everyone else agreed. I'll take Eckler and then Gordon, but I play those two. Have to change it up, but Saquon has not had 100 yards this week too.
I mean that there's a very realistic chance that happens if Gordon's just not having a hot day.
Yeah.
Eckler's going to get those touches out of the backfield just
Yeah,
by
I mean,
little.
I'd play those two, and Saquon hasn't seen 100 yards in 10 weeks, so
Yeah.
even with the injury, it's still pretty ridiculous for a second overall pick to not see 100 yards that long.
All right, sounds good. All right, I like that. All right, Robbie J.
Yeah.
Let's move on to basketball. My favorite topic, as always. We spent so much time on football. It is football season after all. We spent so much time on football. We'll speed through this. Thank you, Justin. We want to shout out to Clock Management. Remind you guys. Justin, say your piece about the jersey and everything. My good friend.
Yeah, guys. Next 3 weeks, we're doing a giveaway for autographed Mark Ingram jersey. Comment on each video, and you could get up to 6 chances entered and to win the Mark Ingram autographed jersey. We'll be giving it away the week before the fantasy championship, and then we'll be doing another giveaway for the fantasy championship. So for a 1 week period. So just subscribe to us and leave a comment on our videos. Let us know what you like about our show, what you don't like, whatever you want. Just leave us some comments.
If you go to rumboyz.com and check out the merch, you can also support them, support Robbie, support me, support everybody, support the website in general, and also get cool ass swag.
And you use the promo code Rumboyz for free
shipping.
Yep, promo code Rumboyz, free shipping. Promo code CLOCK for all for 10% off all Clock Management items. Promo code Central for all Rumboyz Central items.
Nice. I'm gonna go get me a Rumboyz Central shirt.
The Bulls are
Clock Management shirt.
All right, peace out, guys.
Peace out, Justin. Appreciate you, bro.
The Warriors just beat the Bulls.
That's depressing.
Is that their? Yeah, I have not kept track. Is that like their 5th or 6th win or something?
Fifth.
It probably actually is like fifth or 6th.
No, it is 5th. I checked their record today.
Oh God, that's horrible. All right, Jordan Love.
Let's get into this.
The Knicks fired David Fizdale. I wrote an article about it. Check it out on rumboyz.com. Captain's Corner. How do you feel about the Knicks firing Fizdale? Is this smart or dumb for the Knicks going forward?
How many head coaches can they have? They've had 4 now in the past 4 seasons. It's a coaching carousel, regardless of what's going to happen and who's in there. I think their management just really needs to realize that it's above the head coach. Their director of player personnel, their VP, their general manager, they all just need to get fired. It needs to end.
Just fire. I just don't. Even the GM, firing the GM. What is? I just don't know what that. You gotta fire Dolan somehow.
You gotta fire the owner.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Fire the owner.
What do you think, Jake?
I don't understand how you fire Fizdale when you give him a team of rookies, and a couple years ago, your best player or most veteran player was Hardaway, and expect him to do anything with that. You got rid of Hardaway. You were building something, right? And you get rid of him because you're not winning. It just does not make sense to me.
Get rid of everyone. They get rid of everyone they're trying to build around because they're not winning. RJ Barrett's going to be the next person they get rid of because they're not winning. Look at Hardaway right now in Dallas. He is a contributing role player there in Dallas, and he's doing fucking amazing. The Knicks have their head so far in their fucking ass that they couldn't even see left from right. Well, actually, they can't because their head is so far up their ass, it's just dark, so they can't see shit.
Porzingis.
The Mavericks robbed them.
Yeah, Robbie. Porzingis showed up 5 minutes late to a meeting in the offseason, and they traded him.
I know.
Really? It's so ridiculous where it's one of those. You just want to be seen as this superstar franchise, and the players have to earn their right to play for you, but it's just not happening right now.
Well, listen,
get a star player to get rid of him.
Steve Mills said that like we're just disappointed with what's going on here. We were expecting more. This is what they did in the offseason, guys. Like let me pull this up for you. They signed 4 power forwards, 4 that all do the exact same thing. They filled their salary cap with 4 power forwards. Julius Randle for 3 years, almost $60 million. Bobby Portis for $30 million. Taj Gibson for almost $20 million, and Marcus Morris for $15 million.
Okay.
What?
They don't all do the same thing. Marcus Morris is a good 3-and-D player. Julius Randle's had a very good year last year with the Pelicans, and Bobby Portis, while they did overpay, pretty good player. Like he can be.
Well, they're all good. It's just like my point is that
they
you
overstack.
how are you going to expect them to win in a guard shooting league?
I do want to say that it was very dumb to fire Fizdale at the current moment, but his rotations were not good. I'll say that.
Okay.
They weren't successful. He wasn't running the young guys. While Ntilikina finally is looking like he has some promise. He's not playing Mitchell Robinson that much. He's not playing Kevin Knox that much. Alonzo Trier isn't getting any.
I like
burn.
Kevin Knox.
That there's just a whole bunch of revolving issues that kind of play into this factor.
Who would you hire to do a better job?
Jerry Stackhouse. I think he needs a job as an NBA.
Hell yeah!
Okay, Jerry Stackhouse. All right, I like that. Bobby J, your thoughts on the Fizdale firing?
I wasn't thinking Jerry Stackhouse, to be honest. But now that I just heard that take, that was probably one of the most fired. Yeah, that was great. That was fucking amazing.
Did it make up for him earlier?
He's getting fucked up, guys. You can hear it in his voice.
Oh wow! Asking for apologies.
I wish J Love was good. I can't wait till J Love gets fucked up. And
I meant you.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm getting fucked up. Yo, speaking of getting fucked up, hey, shout out to Jeremy Hansman. He was in the chat earlier. He got accepted to the University of Delaware. So congrats to college.
Good job, man.
Hell yes.
Shout out to Jeremy.
That's fucking
congrats.
So I'm Black Panther BKB. I'm fucking Black Panther nigga. Yep, getting fucked up. There it went. So, no, the Fizdale firing, I felt like, you put yourself in the hole because don't they still owe him like $22.5 million?
Yeah, they owe him a lot of money.
They owe a lot of coverage.
Almost $3 million or 3 years of money, rather. More than $3 million.
By the way, this year, they're paying Phil Jackson. They are paying Jeff Hornacek. They're paying David Fizdale now. Next year, they will be paying Fizdale, and that will be the last year of Phil Jackson.
Stupid.
And then the year after, they will be finally finishing off paying off David Fizdale.
I feel bad for Knicks fans.
The Knicks are a fucking dumpster fire that needs to go. I'm completely. Yo, Rumboyz Cleveland, I feel that, dude. But nah, for real. I feel like it was kind of bad timing. You should have waited until you cleared up like some of the money from what you're already paying, like that Jordan Love just mentioned. And then on top of that, I mean, if you're gonna bring a guy in to rebuild a system and rebuild a culture, let him fucking do what he's got to do. Let him go through the ups and downs. Let him go through the adversity. I can at least respect organizations that did that and are now sitting back and are now like, okay, I got to rebuild. Whether that is soccer, whether that is American football, whether that is NBA, NHL, you name it. I respect any organization that sits back and says, now we need to make some changes. The fact that the Knicks did this as early as they did, all because of Vegas. I feel like a lot of it was, we were projected by Vegas to win 27 games. And we're already in the hole already. Like, for you to panic over analytics and shit like that, just realize the culture that you've created, get the money cleared out, and going down trying to get someone and trying to attract someone. You were fucked up for doing this. You were stupid. Check it out on rumboyz.com.
Hell yeah, it's a guard shooting league, and they got a bunch of people who kind of can shoot. I don't know. But moving on to the next question.
They did nothing. They did nothing to play in him in the first place.
To contribute to wins. They got guys who, like, if you have good players already, they'll contribute to wins with good players.
Okay,
But they don't have the guys.
We're already a fourth way through the season.
Yo, Nick Howard, you're Bucky, bro. With that beard, you're Bucky. But
What Avenger would I be?
But he would be Bucky, bro. So like Jordan Love would be Cap America, and you'd be Bucky, and then I'd be Black Panther. And then JD would be the Hulk.
There you go. I like it.
Who's Ty Boogie?
Ty Boogie is goddamn Vision.
All right, then the next question is pretty funny. Well, actually, it's not funny. It's a good thing. This question is kind of sad. This next question is a good thing. The Blazers waived Pau Gasol, which is kind of weird, but they made him a coach, and then they hired him. They hired him as a coach. Then they signed Melo to his contract, making it so he can play the entire year with the Blazers. Has he proven himself to this Blazers franchise, and the Blazers make it into the playoff hunt?
He's like not over though. Okay, Nick Howard. Yeah, you could be Ty Boogie would have to be Thor. Boogie.
He's Vision after that.
Yeah. No, Ty's Vision. Okay. So
Ty is Vision.
I guess you would be Thor then. And JD's the Hulk. Fucking, we need something nerdy for Jake.
You guys wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I mean, the Hulk is nerdy when he's not mad, right?
Yeah, but we can't be Bruce Banner. We're gonna think of you. We're gonna think of you, Jake. We're gonna think of who you can be. There's plenty of white characters.
There's plenty of white people.
Iron Man.
BKB.
You know, make me static. You can make. It's not Marvel. It's make me Static Shock. It fits perfectly.
Ooh,
oh my god!
I like Static
Shock. Let me get to this fucking question.
And Robin. Anyway, all right. Yeah, the question is Carmelo Anthony a good fit, and can he help bring them to a playoff?
Carmelo is a great fit.
He's got a full year contract now. He earned it.
Yeah, he did. Which is what we all wanted at the end of the day, realistically, and which makes it even more of a beautiful thing. So, with that being said, I'm appreciative for the success story of which it is. Pau Gasol, in terms of that side of the take, because I had opened up with that. Yeah, he should have been given some type of a coaching role. He needs to be getting used to that side of life can be.
He's a coach.
Exactly. You know, he's gonna have to start, flexing that, I feel.
Probably contributes more as a coach now.
Exactly. His age, so on and so forth. I mean, it's just there. Congratulations to the Celtics. They fucking beat the Nuggets. That's bullshit, but it is what it is. Next.
Me next?
Yo.
I mean, I'm guessing Gasol's contract was not that crazy for that extension. So whatever you're going to pay him out, if he's trash in 3 years, Melo will just take with that little bit that's left. And I'm guessing it's very front-loaded too. And you were out of the playoffs when you signed him. If you make an 8 seed, it's an improvement at this point. I don't see any regret here. Maybe, I mean, it's going to make it harder for McCollum to really become what he could be. But at this point, I think McCollum is what he is. Hate to say it, I think he's a very good second scorer, also from Cleveland. But, it's kind of assume that he's not going to be a star. I don't think he'll be an all-star. So, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't see any issue with signing Melo right now. You could buy out his contract after this year. It's probably maybe at most $10 million.
No, it's not even. For a veteran's minimum, it's literally like 1.4 mil.
Okay, yeah.
It's virtually nothing.
Question is, will Gasol be a good coach?
That is a good coach. Or that is a good question.
Since the move, the Blazers have been pretty good. I mean, when they brought him in, they were 7. No, they were a little bit worse than that. I think they were 6-10. So they went 3-3, which, while not good, they made an improvement. They were 13th in the West when it happened, and now they're 9th. pushing for that spot from the Suns, which will eventually, of course, happen. Winning speaks volumes. That's all people care about, and they're winning games. Melo's look good. Melo won a Western Conference Player of the Week. While that is controversial, he got it because it's a story. It's a headline. It is what it is.
It's a game. It's for entertainment.
That is what it is. I mean, it's working.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I got one more question for you guys, and then we'll wrap it up for Rumboyz After Dark. Give me your top 3 NBA MVP candidates after 1 quarter through the season.
Giannis.
You gotta give me ranks. Giannis is up here, then who's way down here?
Same 3 people.
Gotta be 3 different.
Okay. But for real, I don't think there's any chance.
LeBron, Giannis, Luka.
LeBron, Giannis, Luka. Jake, what about you?
I have Giannis, Luka, LeBron.
Wow. Giannis, Harden.
Fuck Harden.
My third.
Harden too.
Give me Paul George. Paul George has been playing out of his mind since coming back on limited minutes.
You think he'll dominate the rest of the year? And get in the contention? See, I would give it to him or Kawhi. Just they've been splitting time on load management, so I'm not sure.
Because they both exist.
You know what? I'm gonna just let J Love have his weak ass fucking pick.
That's why I don't want to give it to LeBron either, because not that LeBron's up there.
LeBron's not gonna get it.
5. That's the thing.
LeBron.
He has AD.
Okay, listen. LeBron deserves it every year. He's the best player in the NBA every single year.
But he's
never going to get it.
He's in the discussion for sure. He's definitely in the discussion.
He's just never going to get it.
LeBron's time is over.
For me, it's Giannis is 1.
Clearly.
And then, man, it is rough. Between LeBron, Luka, and James Harden, that's they are just switching.
I don't like, by the way, I just want to go on record and personally say fuck you, Fred VanVleet, because I felt that your take on Harden's play was weak as fuck.
I didn't see that. What did you say?
So Fred VanVleet said that he feels that he feels that most players in the league can appreciate the way that James Harden plays the game.
He said
can. Now, from what I know from most players in the league, they don't respect that level of play. They don't.
No one does.
Plays the game. No one does.
Yeah, usually people don't.
Listen. He's averaging.
Luka did say he studied the art of trying to manipulate the rules to draw fouls. Harden. Luka said he's trying to learn how to slide the rules.
He studies LeBron and Luka a lot.
Because that's the culture that Harden is creating. That's not something that has.
Yeah.
It's always gonna.
Okay, listen. There's a difference between respecting it and mimicking it.
Oh, he studies it.
Everybody's gonna mimic it. Everybody wants those free points. Everybody wants.
I don't love it either, but if it works, it works. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fans don't like it. But if it works, it works, man.
He's averaging 40 points
on
3s a game.
It has to be best player, best team. So that's why for me, it's got to be between Giannis and probably LeBron right now. But I want to see how this plays out actually. Because Luka and Harden, man, if he still's averaging 40 and they're top 3 in the West, or if Luka brings them within 4 in the West, I don't know.
Just think if he averages 40 and does not get the MVP.
If he averages 40 and he doesn't get the MVP,
that would be the weakest 40 points in NBA history. He's shooting 15 threes and 20 free throws. I do not care. Take your free points, whatever. We know you abuse the system, whatever. Cool. You average 40.
Arenas have 33 a game one time, and nobody gave a shit.
James Harden, y'all know I'm not about to sit here and be no.
He's winning games, so I can't hate on it that much. But it's literally.
I hate how he plays, but I understand he wins games. That's why it's I don't like it, but.
BKB, trust me, I know Luka is real. Half of my freaking channel's dedicated to Luka.
And the other half dedicated to Trey.
On this shirt, James Harden would never end up in this shirt. I'll tell you all that much.
It's a good shirt.
Hey, you have a mural. There you go. Does LA keep their mural yet of LeBron?
Yeah.
They do. They finally did tear it down.
Get a statue. We talk about that sometime.
I'm gonna get a statue.
Maybe
Talk about it in the future.
you got to win one in LA to get a statue. I feel like.
But I know
He'll win. We'll win this year. We'll win this year.
this year he
What's
said,
surprise me?
AD's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, they have as much of a chance as anybody. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I do love the league this year. It's very, very. It's very hard to pick the best team right now.
Ratings are down, but it's also because they're not showing a lot of games in China. And it's like that's a real fact. It's also kind of funny. But what I was gonna say is
exactly same shit that I've always said. Hardest of regular season ass motherfucker.
Exactly. He's gonna fall off. Like once the playoff comes, they're not gonna call.
So is Steph Curry.
Take your tag.
But playoff is not an MVP debate, right? The MVP is regular season only. So I think there is. I mean, that's the debate of it.
I think Harden, that's all he cares about. He's like, I just want to win an MVP. He doesn't even want to win a title that bad.
I don't know. I mean, they all care to win, I think, at that point. I mean, when you're collecting that much money, when you're in the playoffs, you definitely don't want to go home.
Oh, yeah, you want to win, but
I mean,
I feel like he's prioritizing. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like the only sport that packs it in is probably NFL players when it's out of the playoffs, where they're like, we're getting hit, we're not getting paid that much, but let's just kind of pack this in. But NBA players, man, they're playing for their contracts every year.
Really quick, we never said happy birthday to Giannis at all.
Oh yeah,
24, 25.
Yeah, happy birthday to Giannis. Cheers to Giannis. Happy birthday.
Cheers. Yes or no question to finish out the game. Is Giannis the best player in the world?
Yes, at the current moment.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Greek Freak's doing his fucking thing.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Last thoughts? Jordan Love?
I don't really have too much to say as of right now.
Good fucking show.
Good show. Thanks to you guys in the chat. You guys have made it real. Jake, any last thoughts?
No, man. I hope Utah pulls a miracle and loses money on this game.
They're coming back. It's 20-7, and it looks like
I need that. I did need to win by 7 points, so it's not looking great.
I mean, talking about that, anybody have any odd predictions for the college football playoffs?
Exactly.
I mean,
I honestly don't.
Maybe hot take here. I think Georgia takes it, and it's going to be 2 SEC teams, Clemson and Ohio State. And Ohio State 1 will play for LSU first game.
I hope that doesn't happen. I'm an LSU fan, so.
Yeah, I was about to say I think it's pretty obvious that I'm gonna roll with LSU there. So I'm not even gonna try and fade that one. Yeah.
I have a hot take that is Oklahoma is gonna get that 4 spot.
Oklahoma get the 4 spot.
LSU beats Georgia. Oklahoma beats Baylor.
Yeah,
and it looks
like the winner of that game. I agree with that.
BKB is such a real one. We got to answer his question too before we peace out.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Man, I want you guys to tell me if the Niners are better than the Seahawks."
No.
I
like what Nick Howard's saying about James Harden. He's 100% right.
Are we gonna? Okay, can I put that argument into this debate and say the Niners are kind of that regular season team maybe that doesn't have the quarterback playoff play that I think Russell Wilson can bring?
Yo,
I don't know.
Just say that you want to say they don't have the balls to get it throughout the playoffs.
No, I love the defense. I don't know if Jimmy G in the playoffs is Russell Wilson in the playoffs.
We'll see about that. I don't know about it either.
That second corner spot also hurts.
Yeah, I agree.
He's very dependent on Kittle.
I'm going to completely agree. They have that quarterback. They have Russell Wilson. Seattle and New Orleans are going to duke it out for the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. Quite clearly.
Russell Wilson's been there twice.
Clearly, I wouldn't go clearly on that, man. I don't know. That D-line's nasty firsthand.
I don't really care.
Okay.
When you have a quarterback of Russell Wilson's stature who makes plays, regardless. And I mean, Russell Wilson just beat San Francisco, and I know that's one game, and the NFL's a game of matchups.
Could come down to coaching.
Could come down to coaching, and in that facet, you have the 3 best coaches in the NFC right there.
Facts. Robbie J, last words and take on BKB. What do you got going on this week? Besides getting trashed right now.
Thanks. Actually, I haven't even really like this is only beer too. I've only had 2 shots. Yeah.
Having a good time though.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely having a good fucking time. I gotta get ready for tomorrow's game, so I'm gonna start, training my eyes and shit, making sure that I'm good to go. But no, dude. Before I get into tonight's workout, I'm not having much faith in the 49ers when it comes to the postseason, due to the fact they are going to have to face teams such as, Seattle. Like, if you got to go through Seattle, God bless your heart, just because they have experience of being there, having done this. Also, with that said, I just don't feel like you don't have the extra, like I mentioned, I made a joke about it seconds ago. You don't have an extra set of balls to be able to pull this off. Like that's just not in your nature right now. Is it there? Do you have that dog in you? Yes. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. You need to add an extra personality that's really going to be like that to pull you out. Yeah. Always, Nick. Nick's like, are you getting a workout? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, a lot of people do not like when people do that, and you should not do that. I do not recommend that. I do not advise that, but
he's going to do it.
And I am going to do that exact same thing as well, Jake. But that's just how I feel. I just feel like they have the personality to maybe win a game in the playoffs, but to win 1, 2, and nah.
I feel you there, but well, yeah. I mean, cheers to me. I'll let you guys.
Yep.
Call us out, brother.
Hey, we thank you all for joining here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, here for Rumboyz After Dark, the Drunken Sports Talk Show. We're going to go around the panel. You guys know how we have to handle the carousel. We're going to go around, spin it. JD, what do you have next coming up here for yourself?
Hopefully some more articles, more Rumboy or more JD rants episodes, and then just some play-by-plays watching basketball.
Okay, Jordan Love.
Hopefully get some articles out this week. Going through some stuff right now, school and everything like that, just trying to balance that stuff out. Other than that, that's all I got coming.
There we go. Jake, so it looks like you changed your name tonight to Rumboyz Cleveland.
I did. You told me to do it, so I just did, man.
I asked, I was like, do you want to be Rumboyz Cleveland? Like, do you want to, do content and shit for us? So it sounds like you're going to be doing this for us. So what are we expecting? Are you going to be what's up?
Well, I did, so. Yeah, well, tomorrow, Big 12 title game early, boxing midday, SEC title game, Big 10 title game, and UFC, man. What a better day in sports.
There we go. Are you going to be like doing predictions on Rumboyz.com? I mean, I guess we got to talk and figure out what you're going to be contributing.
Oh, God.
Hit me up, brother.
I'm gladly write UFC, man. Gladly do it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, let me know, bro.
Do it.
We'll be in Discord.
Other than that, for myself, I'm going to be on the field tomorrow. I'm going to try and make sure I get back in enough time to cover the main event and get that covered for you guys. I really want to try and make sure I get that taken care of, because I really doubt, especially on Sportscaster, not necessarily on YouTube. Like YouTube, there's a million fucking one YouTubers. But on Sportscaster, I really want to get that fight covered for you guys, because I could definitely corner the market there. So I want to make sure I get that fit in for you guys, because I feel like that's going to be real major. Make sure you guys go to Rumboyz.com, head to the pirate ship, grab some of the apparel. I am going to get my fucking haircut tomorrow as well. Probably after I cover that fight. We'll see how the fuck everything works out. It's going to be absolutely crazy. But Lakers Blazers is getting ready to start. I'm going to enjoy that game and watch that while I chill with my wife. We greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all ready to do this?
Oh yeah.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum boys and girls want to do. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. Subscribe to Rumboyz Sports Central, and we will be covering the Dallas Mavericks versus the Pelicans again tomorrow. Right on. Damn.